Good evening, everyone. It's me, Jivan Dhakal, with JD Learning and Entertaining, the program presenter of JD Learning and Entertaining. After a long time, we are again present here, and due to some problem, okay, due to internet problem, due to electricity problem, we were unable to that discuss or continue our program for 2 or 3 days. Okay, I would like to express the uh, my uh,
Apology.
that apology for this what to say for not continuing that this program. Okay, and now we are here for bringing next topics, okay, about that ELT, English language teaching. Okay, and before that introducing about our topics, I would like to welcome our guest Chandra Yogi. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And you are warmly welcome in our program. And I would like to regularly invite you in our program. So I think you will also be continue in our program. That will be beneficial for our other students or for other learners by sharing your ideas. Okay. And
Of
now,
course.
okay, and now I have to tell you about which topics is going to be discussed, okay, and what we are going to do. We have to discuss about this. And next thing, the topics for today is English language teaching in Nepal, okay. And we know that the history of English language teaching is not so long, okay. It is not so long, and it has started in the period of Gangabadur Rana, I think, okay. And
Right.
we are going to discuss about that. And next thing, what is the situation of that English in our country, okay, and how is English taken in our country, and what are the challenges that the learners that learners, especially learner, have to face while learning English language. Okay, we know that English is a foreign language in our country. Okay, and it means English is taken as the studied or the learned as in as a what to say expanding circle
Yes, ma'am.
in the context of Nepal. Okay, and like
Yes, right.
in India, in such countries where the British colonized, there the English is used as second language. But due to the influence of those countries, okay, and the English has been started here, and I think the condition of English is that what foreign language, it is used as a foreign language, and that is also to having the foreign language, the status that English as a foreign language, the Nepali students have to face such problem, and there are also some challenges, and with the some solution, okay, for addressing those challenges, and we are going to talk about that. And here is our guest, Chandra Yogi, and especially he did his degree, or he did his study from India, and he has some experience about what is the condition of English in India and what is the condition of English in Nepal. He has good knowledge about this, and he has been teaching in Nepal, in college, in some high school for a long time. So we are going to talk with him about the condition of English, okay, the challenges, the history, okay, and the ways of addressing those challenges. And without doing any delay, I would like to raise question to our guest, Tarachand Yogi. Okay, are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Okay, one thing at first I would like to ask you that we have to talk, we have to raise the question, or we have to that tell to our guests. Okay, and while talking about English language, the situation of English language in Nepal, or the English language teaching in Nepal. Okay, and history, I would like to ask you. I think we don't have time, so you have to tell brief story about English language. It means how English language started teaching in Nepal, or how, and then it means why the English language was started in Nepal. That I will ask you, or you have to tell, because we don't have time. It is
Yes,
mainly
sir.
as what is the history of that English language teaching in Nepal? Could you please tell some only brief that point about the history of English language teaching in Nepal?
Yes, of course. Thank you for the question. Sir, because we know that English has become a lingua franca for
Yes, sir.
everyone. If we
Yeah.
want to make any kind of connection with any other body except Nepal, and then we have to use English because it is an international language as well. So English has got its importance,
Mm.
and that's why English. is taught almost in every country of the world. If we talk about Nepal, what I feel, what I have come to know that English was brought or was started by uh, the that time Prime Minister Mr. Jung Bahadur Rana.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jung Bahadur Rana, once he visited
Mhm.
Britain in
Mhm.
1850 AD, and there he remained for some days, and he was quite impressed with the English or with the language of that country, and he might have understood the value of that. We don't know because what happened with him, but he was quite impressed. And then when he came in Nepal in 1854 AD, I mean in 1910 BS, he started a school in Thapathali Darbar, and he appointed two teachers from Britain, Mr. Ross, who was appointed as a supervisor, and Mr. Canning, who was made the principal of that school. Actually, that school was not for public. That school was for the brother of Mr. Jang Bahadur Rana and
Only the
nephews.
yeah, only the siblings are.
For them only. Yes, or for the relative of Rana families only. This way, and because there was not any fixed curriculum till 1970.
Mhm.
So English later on English was started to teach to be taught here from fourth class. I mean, in government school, English was taught from fourth class, and later on after that it began to teach in 2060 from grade 1 to bachelor level. That English was made compulsory for the student of grade 1 up to bachelor level. So this is the short history of English, how English came in Nepal, and who started English school first time, and for whom was the English, and who was the first principal and supervisor of that time. So this was a short history of English, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay. And next thing, according to you, English language has no long that history. And next thing also, that mainly Jang Bahadur Rana, who is the powerful prime minister of that Rana, how to say, region. Next thing
Dynasty, yeah.
okay, he started. Next thing, and he brought Mr. Canning and Mr. that Rose, and he
Yes.
that one of them was principal, and next was the supervisor. Okay,
Supervisor.
like this also they
Yes.
started teaching English in Nepal. It was only for the Rana's siblings, Rana's students, okay, relatives only. And that is one. And next thing you talked about that English is most important language, and it is that lingua franca. We know that one thing. If you are from another community, if I cannot understand your language, if you cannot understand my language, at that time we can use this English. Okay, and that at that time
Yes.
the English can that what function or that can work as a bridge. Okay, one join language. Okay, connection language. That is also one. There it means English language is most important. We try to that talk about that. Next thing also, one thing I would like to get idea from you, okay, and we have to make clear our audience about that. What is the present situation of Nepal in in the context of English language teaching, sir? What is the condition? What is the
Yeah.
situation of English in Nepal?
Situation. Yes, well, is some time ago I just described, I said that English was brought by Jang Bahadur Rana and for his family members. Later on, it became for the public too. And from 2060, it became a compulsory subject from one, I mean, grade up to bachelor level. And now, if we see what is the condition of present time, current time situation of ELT Nepal, I mean, English language teaching. So we find that English has become a means of communication
Yes, sir.
in some of the boarding schools, some of the private schools. But in government school or community school, it is a little bit problem. And secondly, that it has become a compulsory subject from
Uh,
grade to natural labor. That is
mhm,
another thing. There is a craze in public
mhm,
now to learn English. That's why a lot of English language coaching classes, language centers are being opened. So that is another position. And 5 to 6 hours a week has been allotted for the school level teaching for the teachers, and 6 to 10 hours per week is allotted for university level to teach English. This is the present situation, and some problems are of curriculum, okay, of the schools, and NCED it manages trainings for the teachers like that.
exactly.
Like this is the
Mhm,
present situation, and there are some problems in our schools. Some challenges too are there. Uh, Learners can select English as a compulsory visit as a major subject
yeah.
in now
Mhm,
degree level two. This is the situation. And the most important thing here I have to mention is that media like newspapers, like magazines, they too also have started English,
mhm.
their English publication. So this is the present situation of English in Nepal. Sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, it means English has taken broad scope, broad that what to say,
Yes,
what
it has. Yes, right.
area
Yes.
Nepal in the comparison of in the past
Yes.
for teaching English for Rana's children. Okay, it was started, but now
Yes.
now not for that because it is one thing at that time only for the business purpose, also maybe for visiting that what to say that foreign countries. But now mainly this English language has been mean being has been being taught in from very beginning, very elementary, sorry, that basic
Yes.
level to advanced level. It means in
Yes.
campus, and it is also
Yes.
from very beginning from class one. It is taken. It is
Yes.
taught as what to say compulsory subject here. Okay, and it means in while talking about the situation of English and that the English is taken as compulsory subject in Nepal. It means it has great scope and it is important for learning. It means and okay, and
Yes. Right.
it means the Nepal is the people of Nepal, the government of Nepal is also aware about that learning English language. Okay, one thing.
Yes.
And
Of course. Of course. That is.
next thing, sir, one thing that we are learning English language, okay, and most of the people, some of the
Yes.
people mm, also raise question that why to learn English? Okay, we are
Yeah. Right.
Nepal. We should only learn English. Why to learn that other people's other countries language? Most of the people, some of the people raise question because sometimes from some people we can see that we can see in the Facebook also. It means one thing. I would like to give the example of that our that the parliamentary member of that who was elected from Jumla, the Garendra Sai, who is from Raparwa. Once he talked about, he also told, he also made status about, and why to learn
That,
English? Okay, we are Nepali.
yes.
Why to learn English?
Yeah.
It is important of learning
Yes.
English.
Of course.
He told.
Yes.
That is one thing.
Yes.
It means one thing to go with the pace of the time, okay, to what to say that imitate the policy, other invention or the many thing from other countries also, okay, for that everything for that what for go for going with the pace of the that ICT also technology, we should learn that. And it means I would like to ask you that, okay, and what is the reason behind learning English language in Nepal? Is it important? Is it necessary for learning English language in Nepal? What is your opinion?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Well, very good question.
okay,
English is important not only for Nepal. It is
yeah,
important, I think, almost for the almost every country of the world,
okay,
because the world has become small now because of communication, because
global
of
village.
scientific inventions. Huh? So when there is a family member, there is talking, there is communication, and for
Mhm,
communication, we need a common language so that
mhm,
everybody can understand, can explain,
mhm,
express opinions, can share ideas. For these all things, English is required. Language is required, and
mhm.
English can be the best one for sharing these things. That's why English is very much important language for learning for every country, and that's
Yes, sir.
why here in Nepal also English is taught as a foreign language. EFL, English is a foreign language. So uh, there are many reasons why English should be taught or why English should be learned. Uh, and we can describe. I can describe in three terms of this EOP, English for occupational purpose.
Yeah.
Because for surviving, for livelihood, we have to do some work. We have to take some occupation. For occupation purpose, also English is very much important because our people, our young boys, guys, people are going abroad. If they don't know English, then if they don't know English, it will be problematic to them to understand their situation, rules and regulation, and to complain against some problems. So it is very much important from the point of view of occupation as well. Another is EAP. English is important for academic purpose also because our government has already announced English as a compulsory subject. It is not only up to 4 5, it is up to graduation level. Then EAP means English as an academic purpose. So if you want to get higher education, for that reason also you have to learn English, or our students will have to learn English. That's why English is important and compulsory. In the same way, there is another term, EST, English for Science and Technology. We people accept that we are from little bit backward country. Our country cannot or could not get the desired development. Well,
Yes,
we are still and what happens, we need help from other countries. So for exchanging some ideas in the field of science and technology, to understand what's going on in the field of science and technology too, we need a language that is common. That is a specific reason to English is very much important language for we Nepali. That's why English is taught everywhere. Or it is a very important thing. And English has, so some people learn English or English is taught because tomorrow they want to involve, someone wants to go to abroad and want to stay there. So for that purpose also, to mix in that very community also, English is very much important. So these are the some people learn English because they want to know about the literary tracks, literary items of the world, because many of the big books, many of the epics, many of the great books are printed in English. Test. So these are some few. English is very much important. English should be taught. If anybody asks why one should learn English, because I have seen some cases in some Arab countries. Once I heard that one Nepali was severely punished just because he could not be able to explain what was going with him, and he was arrested. And later on, some Nepali people approached there, and they translated the thing into English, and then only he was released from the court. And he was innocent. He did not know English.
Yeah.
So it proves that how much English is important, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, really, we have to say that one English language is most important one thing, and there are
Yes, sir.
also many reasons that you have already told that the English language should be learned or taught in English in the context of Nepal. Okay, one thing we know that as you mentioned English, that one thing, the world has become a small village, like a small village. Okay,
Yes, you're
and
right.
it means we can what to say and know the information which happen in the one
Yes.
corner of the world. Okay, we can know.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Hmm.
and we can, there are the many that there are science and technologies, okay, and that which are developed in the world, which are developed by some developed country. Which means for knowing, for understanding, for that copying, imitating such that way or the such invention, also we have to understand. For understanding, we have to what to say learn. One thing also,
Yes.
one thing
Yes.
and for the policy making also, okay, it means only imitating our that Nepal, it means we cannot get, we cannot go in next era in the developing process. It means from if there was no any that language for understanding of other countries, okay, and it means we Nepali people would be only that in the that primatary. Yes, it means because we had only our own style, own culture, and we didn't know about anything at that time. It would be only, we would be only limited in our what to say Nepalese culture also. That is due to influence
Yes.
of other country, we have learned, we have imitated, we have applied many things. Okay, that is one thing. And we know that there are so many books which are published in English, and for getting knowledge also we have to understand that. And one thing, and what is happening in the world, okay, what is happening in the world, and what is the condition of the world, it means also we can also understand through English. It means the everything is published in most of the 90% of the contents are published in English. So it is important for what to say learning English, and it means here is one important reason for learning English. That is, and next thing also, that is we talk about the reason of learning English. Okay, we there are so many
Yes.
reasons that you explain, and it
Actually, yeah.
okay,
Actually, you listen. May I add one more thing?
okay, why not?
Actually, what happens? I still remember once I was coming back on my riding my cycle, and there was earphone in my ear,
Yeah.
and I was listening a news. Then I listened a call from a woman from
Mhm.
Afghanistan. That time uh, there was uh, a big so the revolt
Mhm.
against Afghanistan. And there was, that tyranny. There was what happened? One of the women and
Mhm.
uh, uh, was talking with BBC that his sorry, her husband was a doctor,
Mhm.
and uh, he his her husband was a doctor, and he
Mhm.
was given a threatening to leave Afghanistan and to go outside of the country, but he didn't like to go. So later on, the terrorists, Afghanistan terrorists, Taliban terrorists, killed him. Uh, and later on, they started again to threaten his wife, saying that she had one son, and if she did not leave that country, her son too could be killed. Then she made an appeal with the international market. So
Mhm.
and because she spoke in English, that's why I understood. So many people also came to know what was going on with that lady. If she had spoken in her own language, perhaps I wouldn't have understood what she meant to say. So
One thing.
it shows that, it clears that if you want to make uh, if you want to make a call in international market, if you want to raise your voice into the international market, you have to speak in English.
One thing.
Otherwise,
Yes.
you voice will not reach there. Yes,
One thing
sir.
you talk about that
So
woman, it
yes,
means you listen, you understood one thing, you knew only. Okay. And next thing also,
yes,
the concerning authorities, one agency that where that the agencies they wanted to that help her. It means if they hadn't
yes,
understood our language, they wouldn't help her.
yes.
They wouldn't
That's
understand.
why.
That is also one.
Yes.
So
Uh,
from those example, we can know that English is most important. It is must in everywhere.
yes.
Okay, it is because it is global language. Okay, now it has
Yeah.
spread
Yeah.
all over the world. That is also next thing. Also, in the process of learning English language, I think there may be so many challenges. Also, there are so many
Yes.
challenges. It means we have to face. Okay, and that we are facing, that you are facing, and that the most of the that learner face. Okay, while learning English language, and most of the people say that English is most their difficult language. Okay, it is so challenging. It is so it's usable. So it is so difficult to learn. Most of the students, most of the learners tell about that. Okay, and we know
Of course.
that students are. In the bachelor level also that the questions are in English. Okay, the question are asked in English. Okay, the even the that questions of compulsory subject also asked in English. That is just one problem. That in this process also, in this context also, the students face problem. That is one. And so, could you that do you see any challenges on the way of learning English language in Nepal?
Yes, of course. Here, you mean, I think, in learning and teaching English language in the
Learning, yes,
context of Nepal,
learning and teaching. Oh,
teaching and learning and teaching. Well,
okay.
you see that in the field of teaching English
Mm-hmm.
in the classroom, the first
Mm-hmm.
problem is of trained and expert teachers.
Yeah,
Uh, Second thing is that large and big classes,
yeah.
and
Heterogeneous
and
classes.
yes, heterogeneous class is the another one,
Mm-hmm.
because teachers are not trained for addressing the heterogeneous class. That is
Mm-hmm.
why that is another problem. Lack of English environment also, that is the another problem. Lack of monitoring is also one next problem. Lack of plan and policy of the government, that is also one problem. Emphasis only, teachers emphasis only how to pass the exam, means teaching has become exam oriented only, not knowledge oriented, while teaching and learning should be knowledge oriented, not exam oriented. Here everyone is trying how to pass exam, or teachers also try how to get their student passed only, not how to make them talent and capable or competent. This is the problem. Lack of there is lack of sense of professionalism in teacher also. That is also problem. A teacher, mostly teachers do not realize that they should have the spirit of a teacher. They take it as a pastime only. So these are some of the challenges, and the government also does not have any fixed policy and plannings for giving trainings to the teachers time to time. Of course, some trainings come, but they are not very regular. They are not at the fixed time. This is
Mm-hmm.
another one problem. So these are the problems which a teacher, and another thing that so many schools are not equipped with teaching materials and facilities. So government is not paying. I can say that government is not paying enough attention to the motivation of the teacher also. Mm. So these are the things, are some challenges and issues on the way of teaching English in the
Okay.
context of Nepal.
Yes, sir. Okay, that is one. It means English language is so challenging in the context of Nepal for learning and teaching. One thing. It means in the context of Nepal, English language is not that that what is as official language also in the context of Nepal. So
Yes,
also the most of the people do not that concentrate on the learning English language. Okay, and that is also one reason. And one next thing also there is no
yeah,
exposure to environment for learning English. There is no any supervision of that English language learning, and it means only that it means compulsory only there is only one compulsory subject, and which is also there is no any provision of that what teaching effectively also there are, it means no teaching materials also like this also everything there are so many challenges that we can see. And I think also those challenges I think can be solved, or those
address.
challenges address. Okay, okay, I think
Yes,
from the side of government also, from different agencies also, that can be that address. Nowadays we can say
yes,
that English language that NILTA, ELTA, there are so many
yes,
PT, IELTS, there are so many agencies of the international and national agencies, that authorities which are concerned about that English language teaching. They are also giving training time to time also. That is also one, I think, one way, or the one that some way of that addressing that the challenges of English language learning in Nepal, I think. But those agencies are not also active, and though those agencies are active in Nepal, the condition of English language is that was challenging. It is not so that good also. That is also. And what are your point? What do you want to say about the how the that this those challenges that you have already told be addressed?
Yes. Yes, sir. Okay, because some time ago, you asked me, and I talked about some of the challenge and issues.
Yeah.
If we see those challenges and issues, then we can
Mhm.
easily find out some solutions. For
Yeah.
example,
Yeah.
first challenge was of getting an expert and talent teachers. Well,
Mhm.
so for addressing this problem, we should try to find out expert teachers and intelligent teachers, talent teachers, and for that government should do one thing. Another we talked about, and how can we make or how can we find an expert teacher? For that, government has to provide trainings time to time them, so that teachers can be updated, can be expert in their language. Another thing that we said, that heterogeneous classes, and to address them also, teachers should be trained so that they can address or can control over heterogeneous classes too. Another problem is that mostly teachers are using GT method even now.
Yeah.
So while our government has taken that communicative approach,
Mhm.
so we have to, teachers have to replace GT method with communicative approach. This is another way of doing. And another problem was of overcrowded classes. I said
Mhm.
a teacher has to control, has to teach more than 50 students in some places. It is impossible task. Teaching is not a joke. It's not a game. Well, teaching is a very sensitive task. So there should be some management, this kind of management, so that that class can should not be overcrowded. These are the some teachers should be professional. A teacher should himself think that he is not for pastime. He is doing something for the nation. He is making the pillars of the nation, and he should be full of spirit of a teachership or a professionalism, that I'm doing a profession and it's my duty. I should do that work. So these kind of feelings and these are things are there. I think that these problems can be easily addressed. So these were the some of the things what I told you for addressing our policies. And accept these things, that there one thing I can add, that we should not evaluate the student just by examination. We should use some other tools too, like cash
Mhm.
CAS,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
continued
Continuous assessment
assessment process.
system. Yeah.
Yes. So if we use these of the strategies, then I think we can face those challenges which are on the way of teaching and learning English in Nepal. Sir,
Okay,
this
okay,
much.
okay, sir. And one thing you told that our curriculum is designed in that national communicative approach, but it is
Yes.
limited in only what to say curriculum only in curriculum.
Yes. In,
But
yes.
but
In
the
theory, not in
yeah,
practical.
the teacher are teaching in grammar translation method. They are translating.
Yes.
It means there is no English exposure, there is no English learning environment. Even in while
Yes.
talking about the students of government school, not only the students
Yes.
of their remote area, the students of their developed area also, they cannot even make any sense that in who are studying in that what to say in government.
Parrot.
Yes.
Yes.
It means
Yes.
yes, if they are from boarding school, they can make sentence. I am sure that. Okay. If they
Uh,
are they are from government school from very beginning, from very that lower class. Okay, they cannot make any sentence. Maybe some of the students, only few percent of the students, maybe, but majority of the students cannot make. That is one. That is my one survey or the one research that I have experienced in my teaching career. Okay, I have visited some of the school of Kathmandu, also some of the school of means. Yeah, Bhojpur, some of the school of there, Kolpur, some of the school of there, Humla also, some of the I have experienced, means that is one condition. Okay, that. And so I
Yes.
think that is one challenge also. One thing, the teacher should be trained, well trained. That is, I think that maybe the best, that what to say, way of addressing such challenges. One thing also, and next thing also, what to say, the teacher should be given training. The teacher should be there. There should be that exposure. There should be created that English learning environment inside the classroom. Also, there may be so many that ways of addressing those challenges. You have already mentioned that. I do not need to repeat again that. Okay, and we are nearly at the end of our program. Okay, and so
Yes,
at
sir.
last, I would like to. I have to ask one question. I must ask you one question.
Yes.
It means, what is your opinion, or what is your message, or what is your idea about that English language teaching in Nepal? What do you want to convey the message to our audience
Well,
regarding language
because
and learning in Nepal?
yes, and learning is not possible or it is not one-sided. It
Mhm.
is multi-sided.
Mhm.
Until and unless teachers, students, and school and family members do not cooperate, it is difficult. But the main source is teacher. The teacher should be capable. A teacher should understand his or her value, and
Yeah.
with the spirit of nationalism, with the spirit of patriotism, and
Yeah.
that professionalism, a teacher should enter the class, and
Yeah.
a teacher should always keep himself up to date. And
Mhm.
government should also make a strict supervision, and
Mhm.
local people should also pay attention how the study or teaching is going in the schools. So, and good exposure and a positive environment is also very much important for these things. And I would like to request everyone, if they are parents, please try to provide such a positive environment to your student. If they are administrator, please see and your school classroom, a teacher to should pay attention to these all things. Then only we can do, and that English, the condition of English of our school or students can improve. Thank you, sir.
Ah, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much, sir. And one thing,
Yes,
for that make one thing, we know that there is the one craziness for that visiting to the boarding school in the context of Nepal. Okay, it means why? It means
yes,
there is also the weakness of teacher, weakness of that administrators, and weakness of that what government and
yes,
the guardian also. I mean, okay, in the while
yes,
about the guardian who are teaching sending their children to the boarding school, sorry, that boarding school. Okay, they send their children to the boarding school. They manage everything, the stationery and everything, and they also take them to their school very carefully. But who are teaching in that government